Men don't really talk about hair loss. They talk about it, brush it off, or pretend it doesn't matter. But for a lot of men, it's one of the first moments they quietly go into survival mode. Today we're talking about hair loss, not medically, not cosmetically, but emotionally. Because hair loss isn't really about hair, it's about identity, confidence, and silence. I'm sitting with Simone, not just the other half of Iveta and Simone, but someone who has seen this up close for years in real life. Before we start, I want to say something clearly. This episode isn't about fixing anyone. It's about understanding what happens when something small starts changing. And nobody teaches men how to talk about it. Okay, and this is Simone. You can say something a little bit about your background.
Okay, so I'm a hairdresser, makeup artist by trade. Hairdresser, I was teaching it, so of course you would understand why I would see a lot of hair growth on female and male. It's not always just male, but male baldness, pattern baldness is quite common. So
Okay,
open up.
let's start simple. What are the first signs of hair loss in men? Is it the M shape, the U shape, the hairline? What do you usually notice first?
Okay, so it's definitely always the temple through here. This is the most popular area. When they mean the M, this is what they mean, like that. That's the M, and this is receding quite a bit. Now the other one is the U, and the U is when it's just very small through here, and you can see that it's disappearing completely. It's just all the way through. And what was the last question?
What do you usually notice first?
You can start seeing the top of the scalp. All hairdressers can see that. So, and we know that you know too, because you'll be very wary of it. So the top is always the giveaway, really. Yeah.
Do men usually notice this early or only when it's already obvious?
Oh, they know. They know because men are very shy and quite embarrassed about it. But the thing is, it's life, and you're going to go through it if you like it or not. And the thing is that they notice it first, and because around the crown too is very an obvious place. That's the third piece. That's very obviously, it's very around the crown area as well. And you would see it when you put on a hat, anything to do with gelling, or, when you gel your hair, blow wave it, come out of the shower, especially out of the shower, because it's quite see-through through that. Yeah.
At what age can men start losing their hair? Because a lot of people still think this only happens later in life.
No. I'll let you know that now. No. So they said the average age is about 20 and up, but it's earlier now. So it's almost when puberty hits. So we're looking at 16, 17 now. So, and it's quite common.
Wow.
So, but of course, a lot of hairdressers would know that it's going to happen, but they wouldn't tell you that, oh boy, you're going to lose some hair later on, because it's very sensitive. It's a sensitive subject.
Wow. And how different is it emotionally when hair loss starts at 20 compared to 40?
Well, let's face it, when you're at 40, you're married, so you've got your woman of your dreams, you know what I mean? So, and when you're 17, you're only just starting out, and, you're only just buffing up, and you're finding out you've got muscles and everything like that, and you've got a good body physique at this age, and you want the whole package, and the whole package always includes the hair.
Wow. And everyone asks this question, does hair loss usually come from the mom side or the dad side?
You got chromosome Y, and you got a chromosome XX, woman, and men Y, and XY. However, they always used to say, I was taught that it was definitely the mum's side grandfather or something like that, because their gene, when you first get pregnant, that chromosome is very strong, and it happens in the woman's chromosome, what will happen. But to be honest, and this is the truth, all my years, and it's 30 plus years of hairdressing, I've seen the mothers parent, and he's got a lot of hair, and yet the son's got hardly any hair. So at the end of the day, it depends how much of your mum you got in you and how much of your dad you got in you, because I don't agree with all of that from what I've seen, because when you're looking at the dad, you can see the dad's going to go naturally bald. So that the son obviously is more on the dad's side, and yet the mum's got a lot of hair.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a tricky question, and really, you just look around the family, you're bound to get it off somebody.
Do men carry a kind of fear if they've seen this happen to their dad?
Of course. No one wants to talk about it, but it's nature. So the thing is that, it's going to happen. And if it does happen, you just learn to cope with it, or come up with ideas that you could change, or we'll go over it later on in the next one. Maybe some ideas, of what you can do and what's out there at the moment, and we'll go over that.
How much hair do we actually lose per day? What's normal and what's not?
Okay, we lose about 100 hairs a day. Now, this is, if you've got naturally wavy hair and you haven't brushed it for 2 days, then expect 200 hairs to come out when you do brush it, okay? So you're not losing a lot more than average. It's just that every day when you brush your hair, you lose about 100.
Wow. So this is normal?
This is normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's not normal?
What's not normal is basically...
more
if you get a big hunk of it,
more than 100.
It's another thing, another cause. So
how often do you see men panic because they start watching every single hair fall?
They will open up to their spouse, but
what about from your experience?
And from hairdresser view,
yes,
if they trust you or you trust your hairdresser, then open up, because that's the thing, because they do have answers.
Do they panic?
Of course they do. All men panic. It's the source of, it comes with the look. Your hair comes with the look.
Identity,
cool,
confidence.
Confidence,
everything.
It comes with that. Yeah.
Is there a realistic way to slow down the process? Not miracles, just honest expectations.
I think what we could do next time, Iveta, I'll get photos and I'll get products and I'll put them up there on our next one, and we'll go over some things that you can do that can help.
Oh, we can put the products even here at the end of this video.
Yep, no problem. And then
So is there a realistic way to slow down the process, but not miracles, just honest expectations? This is my question.
Guys, I'd love to say yes. However, if you do or been encouraged to use different types of shampoos, yes, they can help, but it won't be an obvious look. How's that?
Honest.
It's honest.
It's honest. So this is what we are talking about, and trying to be absolutely honest here. When men ask you for solutions, what are they really asking for?
Help.
About? Help for
a look that will suit me when I'm starting to lose hair. That help. Do you know any products? And there are some products, like I said, that can help, but it won't be an obvious result. Okay, but it will help probably losing any more than what it is. If it's hormonal,
this is what it is.
This is what it is.
There's nothing that you can do. You can do some surgery, or I don't know the name of the procedure.
Hopefully we can go over that, because it's quite a long subject. That's
probably will. Yeah. If there is enough interest, we will do part 2. It's not a problem. Why do you think men joke about hair loss instead of talking about it seriously?
Why do women only talk about skinny people but not fat? Exactly the same, The thing is it's like you can joke about it. Hey, I'm losing my hair, right, But it has been noted that at least 70 to 90% of women, if you're going bald, they prefer the man to shave it off. Yeah, not
so. Is joking a survival mechanism?
Yes, it is. Yeah. But when you can joke about it, deep down inside it's like, what the heck, I don't want to lose it. But what else can you do? So whatever works for you at the end of the day. But like I say, hairdressers mainly got all the answers of where you can go and what you can do. And from there on, it's pretty much up to you. Yeah.
All right. In your chair, what changes first when a man starts losing his hair? His appearance or his confidence?
His confidence and how quiet he is when he looks in the mirror. Oh, there's some missing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's normal. I guess
it's a way of coping. Yeah. And it's nothing wrong with that. Nothing.
Yeah. Have you ever had a moment where a man almost broke down but stopped himself?
Always. Yeah. Always. I wasn't, when I was young, I had so much hair and now I've got no hair. What's happening? Oh no. And, this is quite common. But the thing is that, is it vanity that really upsetting you?
Changing identity as
Changing
well.
identity. All of a sudden you're in that board man spectrum. Oh man, he's losing hair just like me, But the thing is that women have coped with their husbands definitely shaving it off. They love it, seriously.
So this is a quick solution and a practical solution.
Yeah.
Do you think men feel they are not allowed to care about hair loss because it looks like vanity?
Yes, it can be. It can be. But some men, if they are that desperate, they would have gone to a specialist, a hair specialist from them.
Yeah.
They wouldn't tell you. They'll just go straight to the specialist. So it's really affects them.
Yeah. When men don't deal with hair loss emotionally, what do they do instead?
They always say, oh, can you clean up that? Can you da-da-da? Oh, I love that. And so from there, the confidence is already there. It's really good.
How do they escape the emotional part? And they don't want to deal with this emotionally. What do they do instead?
You mean as being confident?
Or ignoring or joking or...
Oh, about losing their hair?
Yes.
What did you say?
Okay. When men don't deal with hair loss emotionally, what do they do instead? Like working more, focusing on some other aspects of their life, gym or something.
Oh, of course, like definitely fitness. Guys, a lot of guys are into fitness. A lot of guys are. But mainly, they focus on what they like about themselves, and that's the area they'll focus on.
Okay. Because I heard some stories, for example, men start working too much, overworking, just to escape the thoughts about their hair loss, which is a survival mechanism again.
Do you think it's that, or the girlfriend, or the partner?
Could be anything.
Yeah,
could be anything. And which reminds me my next question. Do you think some men stay in unhappy relationships or jobs longer because hair loss already made them feel less confident to start over?
I personally think if you cut the crap, it's definitely your upbringing. Because your upbringing and your family would encourage you and wouldn't even worry about that unless somebody's pointed it out to you and said, wow, look how bored you're going.
So if you have that stability inside yourself.
Yes.
If you're stable emotionally.
Yeah. So what if you're losing some hair? There's a lot of guys are, And the thing is that some of them look really fantastic with, shave the whole head.
But do you think that really some men stay in unhappy relationships or jobs longer because hair loss already made them feel less confident to start over?
To be honest, probably no. I don't think so.
I
think it has to be a deeper fact than just that,
Okay, so this question could lead to a debate here because if it happens after 40 and if you're absolutely insecure, you can start
making relationship, and
you can start making more compromises because you think it's too late and you're not confident enough to start over.
It sounds like menopause. That's what it sounds like to me.
So I think there are many men.
You know, I do know that when men do go through menopause, there's a lot of aspects in their life that they see. You know, all of a sudden your muscles are not going up, they're going down.
Tight enough.
You know, you've got a pot belly. You know, all these kind of things, and they do go through a more, despising themselves really because they've let themselves go, and that area can have a factor in with your hair as well, but also the body. You know, do you know what I mean?
Yes, I know. Okay. If a man is listening right now and quietly struggling with this, what's the first thing he should know?
Every man goes through it. Nearly every man goes
Not
through
my
it.
husband. My husband has
a lot of hair.
A lot of hair. She said 2 kg.
Yeah. So like it's a good 10%. I honestly could say, since I've been hairdressing, 10% have still got the hair. It's very rare. It's very rare.
So we should start normalizing this.
Yes,
this
and even if you did have a lot of hair, when you hit your 70s, 80s, of course, it becomes a little bit finer as time goes on. That's hormonal. That's normal.
Okay, and my last question. What would you want men to hear? Not as a hairdresser, but as a human.
Oh, man, you know, where you are, where you're at right now, welcome to life. This is where you're at. From here, if you're not happy to this point, do something about it. And I'm talking about fitness. I'm talking about, you know, because once you feel fit, once you feel that, you won't worry about your hair because you feel so good inside.
Yes. Thank you, Simone. I think we were very helpful, especially you. So probably if you guys are interested, we can do a part two of this conversation and this topic, so we can cover more questions here. And that's it. Thank you. This episode wasn't about hair. It was about the small moments where men go into survival mode and nobody notices. Out of Survival is about catching those moments before we disappear inside them. If this felt close to home, you're not weak. You're human. And if you know a man who laughs this off but never really talks, this episode might be for him. If this conversation stayed with you, it means it touched something real. Follow and subscribe to Iveta and Simone and Out of Survival, not for answers, not for motivation, but for honest conversations, while life is still happening, before we disappear into survival. See you next week. Bye.